Today's picks from Reuters Breakingviews: confidence tricks for the Eurozone, and don't rule out a future Singapore exchange bid for its British rival. With me is Chris Hughes. A quick fix for the confidence crisis is what is needed, says Hugo Dixon. What kind of a quick fix does that look like?
Yeah, that might be simplifying it somewhat. But look, what we're saying here is that clearly it's right that that the Eurozone is embarking on needed austerity programs. However, there is a damaging side effect to that which needs to be addressed with other measures, which is this collapse in confidence, and it's complicated. It has various components that are all interlinked. You have you had this sort of failed, well, this sort of rather botched summit, which the market sort of saw through. So you get sort of increased borrowing costs for Spain and Italy, and then that feeds into economic weakness and then political weakness, and you add it all together, and you just have this lack of belief that the crisis is going to be resolved. But there are things actually that you can do to help Spain and Italy while they're sticking to the austerity programs. There are other things you can do to help them bring down their borrowing costs, and there's two in particular which Germany hasn't, it seems, really explicitly given the thumbs down to. One would be to increase the borrowing capacity of the ESM bailout fund. Now, nobody actually wants to see that have unlimited access to, say, the ECB, but why not allow it to have unlimited access to the markets, to see what it could raise in the markets? That would give you the firepower then to embrace some of the really massive bailouts that people are worried might be needed. And then there's this idea, it's a very clever idea, of actually getting the Eurozone members who are enjoying cheap borrowing costs like Germany to give a bit back to Spain and Italy, who've got worryingly high
which we've talked about before. So as Hugo says here, balance the stick with a bigger carrot, if you like.
That's right. So look, you've got to keep the stick of austerity, but there are things you can do in the meantime. There are little tricks, if you like it, that would help you get the borrowing costs down. And as we say, there's this cross subsidy of the interest rate and really unshackling the ESM. But in the context of the overall reform drive, that might just work.
Okay. SGX bid for the LSE. Not happening now, but you think it's a good fit?
Yeah, look, it's not the right time. Clearly the LSE is in the middle of its own big deal going into clearing with LCH ClearNet. SGX still reeling, if you like, from failed tie-up in Australia. But the logic is there, and actually even if you saw SGX paying quite a big premium for the LSE, on our numbers, they could still be making a decent 10% return on investment right from the get-go. Now the trouble is that as things stand immediately, the financial muscle probably isn't there. You'd have to have probably a cash and shares bid from the Singapore Exchange to the LSE, which is a bit tricky. Would everyone want the paper, or maybe you'd have some sort of dual listing? It's not ideal. And there's also a problem with the SGX's trading platform. They have tied up with the NASDAQ technology. And
the LSE, of course, is busy with ClearNet.
And LSE is busy. But look, once the LSE is bedded down the LCH acquisition, and if you can find a way and basically of overcoming this problem with how you extricate yourself from the NASDAQ technology contract, and assuming SGX gets a bit more financial firepower, there is logic to that tie-up.
Okay. Chris, many thanks. Chris Hughes. For more agenda-setting insight, watch our US Breakingviews show. Comes on every day, 12:30 Eastern, 17:30 BST. You can see all the shows, of course, on Reuters.com. I'm Axel Threlfall. This is Reuters.